So you won't hear from the vice president tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back.
This is one of the most embarrassing and lowest things I have ever seen Kamala Harris do so far in her entire campaign. She decided to walk out on her own people who literally support her, and not only that, whether or not you're a Republican or Democrat, this is our vice president. And if I'm going to be honest with you, it truly shows who Kamala Harris is. If she's willing to walk out on the people who spent hours waiting for her to say something, even though she's losing the presidential race, your leader just walked out on you.
We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted.
And a quick reminder, at this point of the voting, Trump pretty much has already won. Kamala knows this, so everyone is expecting she's going to at least address the crowd who spent their time to go and support her. But no, that doesn't happen.
That every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the vice president tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back. The vice president tonight.
You can audibly hear the people super upset. Again, this is our current vice president. Now, good thing is we know that the campaign was not going to show any of those people's reactions. However, we do have external sources to show us everybody leaving, and you can see their mood is very somber and pretty upset. And to make things even more shameful, the Kamala Harris campaign also started to shut off the TVs and mute the TVs so people wouldn't be as upset.
Pointing out the contrast between the party we just saw with Mary Margaret down in Mar-a-Lago and the Harris party in D.C. The New York Times reporting the Harris campaign just shut off the sound on the TVs at her watch party and replaced it with music after a guest on CNN said tonight, quote, felt more like 2016 than 2020.
Yeah.
So no more.
They're playing
audio.
Moana.
They're playing the funeral march over there.
Now, if you are unaware, CNN pretty early on kept saying, look, Trump is going to win Pennsylvania. Trump is most likely going to win the election. And again, this is what I have been saying and many people have also been saying. The Kamala Harris campaign loves to formulate and create her own sense of reality. But I'm going to give you guys a clip from CNN, which is arguably, probably the most embarrassing clip of the entire night.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
So you asked.
Again, let us remember, this is the current vice president of the United States. She could have been the president, and she would have been in a leadership position. She would have been our commander-in-chief, and that is not how you lead the troops. Imagine if something went wrong for Kamala, she just walks out, she has a pity party, and then she has the left-leaning media to hype her up and to pretty much make up whatever they want. But not this time. What we saw in this election is the polls are very questionable, but we also saw even the left-leaning media had no choice but to actually hype up Donald Trump and say, you know what, he won. So again, it's a little disgraceful, it's a little embarrassing. Kamala Harris, I would have given you a pass if you weren't the current vice president, but you are currently one of our leaders. We look up to you and we need you to keep leading this country. Look, I don't agree with you, but I do agree that you got to do your job and you have to address the people. Anyway, this was very embarrassing, but it's also a very unfortunate thing that Kamala Harris would do this as our current vice president.